Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Core Java session. We have started yesterday exception handling, and during exception handling, these are the topic we have started. So, what is exception, and what is exception handling, and what is error, and what is type of exception? Okay, what we have seen. So, exception is something an unwanted event that disturb the flow of program. This kind of definition you can no need to memorize or remember. Just you can explain your own word. Even though you have the understanding, then you can able to answer in your own word. Nobody is expecting you some university kind of definition. Okay, so exception is something which is disturbing your flow of program. Okay, handling exception means simple, you can understand. So whatever the code we are writing, so we are writing some, we are handling the exception means we are taking care of those alternative way. We are using alternative way to take care of those unwanted event. And what are the error? Errors, of course, when there are lack of resources, system resources. Memory is not there, right? Directory is not there, right? Code is working fine, but code is actually going to use some location. Location is not available. File you are trying to read, the directory is not there. You want to create the file in particular directory, but directory is not there, right? So those are system resources. Array out of bound index means what happen if you have some this kind of error, right? Memory related. So these are errors, right? These are not exception. These are categorized exception and error. Okay. Then we have seen checked exception and unchecked exception. Checked exception means compiler is checking the exception. Whenever you are writing the code, compiler itself taking the exception. Those are called checked exception. And the exception which are not checked by compiler and those exceptions which come on runtime are called unchecked exception. Okay. So this is the diagram we have seen yesterday, right? So exception is class. Error is also class. Errors is also class. Okay, we have seen this. Okay. Apart from that, throwable is the parent of exception and parent exception parent is throwable, error parent is throwable. And throwable by default, who is the parent of every class? If you are not defining object, obvious, right? Now, so as we have seen, error means something related memory, virtual machine error, out of memory, stack overflow, right? When last time we are seeing nested method example, their stack overflow was coming, right? Means output was running, but at certain point, JVM is using RAM, part of RAM, right? For running the program. So if that memory is full means at that time stack overflow, right? The same way exceptions are categorized multiple way, right? Runtime exception, IO exception, SQL exception. So runtime exception having different type like arithmetic, null pointer, index out of bound, string index out of bound, class cast exception. These are the common exception which we are seeing our day-to-day life. In IO exception is file not found, interruption of out of exception. When we are working with database, that time SQL exception will come, right? So these are the exceptions, okay? And we have seen, right? What we have seen, if we go to exception.class, see exception extend throwable. Exception is the class who is extending throwable, right? We have seen error is a class extending throwable. It means throwable is a parent, right? Then we have seen throwable. It is a class. See, serializable, right? We have to understand what is the topic serialization. Serializable, right? Serializability of a class is enabled by class implementing java.io.serializable interface. This we are going to see under the chapter serialization. Throwable is what? Throwable is class. Throwable class is the superclass of all error and exception in the Java lang. Only objects that are instance of this class are thrown by JVM and can be thrown by throw statement. Are you getting? So there is one throw statement also there. What we are going to see what it throw, what it throws, right? So these are thrown by the exception are thrown by Java virtual machine. Only which object class, which are the child of this throwable. Okay, now you are good with error, you are good with throwable, you are good with exception class. Okay, no. Okay, let's come to our today's topic. Now, how to handle exception? How to handle exception? See, in Spring Boot also there are different approach. Okay, but in Core Java we have different approach. These are regular approaches. How to handle exception? We can create our customized exception also, right? Now, how to handle exceptions? So we have one try. This is try block. Okay, try. This is catch block. This is catch block. Okay, just in simple word. This is a syntax of we can write exception. Now, what we are doing? Whatever the code we are writing in try block. Whatever the logic we are thinking that logic is going to see, we are the developer. We know by writing the code at where is the probability of getting exception. Whatever type of code we are writing in try block, and we are handling those exception in catch block. Okay, now, so if we are not writing, for example, if I am writing one simple class, let me write one simple class. Let me close this other stuff, exception, error, throwable. Let me close this. Okay. Now this is one test class. Let's say this is a test class. Okay. Now I'm removing this. We don't need this. So what is having? One test class is there, one main method is there. Okay. Let me have one sysout statement. I'm having sysout statement. Okay. Inside main method is there. Fine. If I am writing simple, end by 0, right? We know this is exception. Now I am writing 10 divided by 0, right? Fine. Main method starts something meaningful. Main method end. Okay. Let me run this program. What is coming? Main method start. Whatever code you are writing before this line number 8, that is for running fine. What about line number 10? This logic is not executed. So this is what exception occurred, right? This is very simple exception. So java.lang.arithmetic exception by 0. Okay? No. It is giving you also what is the package name, what is the class name, where it is occurring. Java 8. Test.java 8 means line number 8. Okay? If you select this, it will go to that line. It will select this will, if you click anywhere and this is the line where it is showing the error. Click here. Click here in this line. So if you click here, it will point where is the exception. Till now you are good, right? I know this is my logic and there is a chance of exception occurred, right? So there is option surround with try catch block. How we can do? Surround with try catch block. You can write manually also. How many option is coming? Try with catch block, try with multi catch, try with resource block. First we will use try with catch block. Okay, perfectly fine. Now, what is this other statement? No need to worry. We will see that. Okay. If you are writing the statement like this, let me write some more statement. So this is 10 by 0. Okay, main method start. Okay. Instead of array exception, I know this there are some mathematical exception. Why to go with parent? If you go with directly in our diagram, if you see this is arithmetic exception, right? Arithmetic exception. Who is the parent? Exception. So first go with child, right? No. Better to use arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exceptions. Arithmetic exception. You know this kind of syntax? Whatever this is, it is variable to hold this type. What is the type of E now? Arithmetic exception. You can write anything. X, Y, Z also is fine. Okay, no problem. Okay, E means what is E print stack? Print stack trace. We are going to see. There are two string get message. There are different way to print the exception. For now, we are using what? This print stack trace. Okay, I can remove for now. Okay, I can use simple sys out statement. Okay, let me write system dot out dot println. I can use some simple statement. Okay. Okay. Now catch block. Catch block, right? Now, can I use this is try block. This is catch block. Okay. This is catch block. And outside this, we are having main method, right? Now, can I run this program? Let me run this program. How to format this? It is not looking good, right? How to format this? Select all, Control Shift F. Some formatting come, right? No. No. Can I run this? Run as Java, please. No exception, right? No exception. Main method start. It is handle. It is handle means it exception came. So who is taking care? This catch block. Let me put debugger. Debugger's Java application. See, this exception should, if any exception is coming, then only catch block is running. If there is no exception, in try block, then no catch block is going to execute. Okay. So this is try block. We know 10 by 0 is exception. Just we want some intentional exception so that we should understand the functionality of try and catch block. What will happen here? System.out.println catch block will execute. How I can check? Go here, keep F6. See, this is the exception, but it is not terminated. Did code terminate? F6. Main method start. After that, catch block. This statement did not execute it. After that, who is handling the exception? Can I check what is the value? See, if I have mouse over on E is the variable who is holding the exception. See, what is this detail inside E? If I mouse over, E is equal to, this is the type of what? Arithmetic exception. What is the cause? Arithmetic exception. What is the detail message? What is the detail message? E. Cause is what? Expand this. cause arithmetic exception, detail slash by zero, stack trace element. ठीक है? Then detail message by zero. Something is printing, right? Java dot lang arithmetic exception by zero. Now, do I am using E anywhere? No, I'm not using E anywhere. I'm just having my system dot println statement, and I'm trying to run this. So what happened? This run successfully. This is run successfully. Can I comment this line? Can I comment try catch block? Let me comment all these try catch 3 places by commenting this. Can I run now? See, main method start and this terminated. After exception at this line, whatever if line of code are there. For example, this is one line, and after this line, there are 1,000 line of code is there. So that 1,000 line of code is not executing now. If this line is not executing, this is the purpose. So I want that if fine, if exception is there, it's fine. Ignore this and run my rest of the code. That is the idea. Okay. So what we are doing, we are handling like this. Okay. We are handling like this. So now line number 14 is also running, right? It means we are handling the exception. Okay. This is how we can handle the exception. Basic way. Now. Now. For example, now try to understand. Now trying to understand. Let me copy this statement. 1, 2, 3. This statement I am using. First line. ठीक है? Second line. This is third line. ठीक है? This is third line. Okay. Just think this is a catch block. ठीक है? Now we need to understand. We need to understand if there is no exception. Let me better way third line. Let me give this is 1, 2, 3, and this is fourth line. Fourth. This is fourth line. I'll just give this is fifth line. Same, nothing is there. Stage. Just I am giving some line by line. If there is no exception, just think. There is no. Is there any exception? No, na. Now you have to think what are the line going to run. These 3 line execute. Will this fourth line execute? No. And this fifth line execute, right? Let's see the output. Main method start. Okay, let me delete this also, no problem. How to format select all, Control Shift F. Now try to observe. Yeah. What is the line printing? First line, second line, third line. Is fourth line is printing? No. There is no exception in this line, though a catch block is running. Outside catch block, what is fifth line? That is perfectly fine. Now just think, I am keeping this 10 by 0. Observe various case. Yeah. I am keeping 10 by 0. I am keeping 10 by 0 and line number 10 and line number 2. After first line and between third line, I am keeping 10 by 0. Now, what is our output, guys? What is our output? First line, fourth line, and fifth line. First line executed. Is third line executed? No. But there is no abnormal termination. First line executed. After that, the exception here, it should terminate. But at the line number 10 by 0 system dot println, immediately it go to catch block. Inside catch block, fourth line printed, exception is handled, and then fifth line is executed. Right? Now, just think. Now, think. I am keeping some exception in the catch block also. There is a possibility na? Catch block is also something exception related stuff, right? If some logic we are writing here, then what will happen? We have to understand that part also, right? What is coming now? What is coming now? I am intentionally keeping exception in catch block. What is coming now? So what is the use of catch block? So the purpose of this example is we have to write our logic in try block only. We never write our logic in catch block. Okay, catch block is only for handling the exception. If you are writing our logic in catch block, then what will happen? Who will handle this, right? So we never write our logic in catch block. We have to write in try block only. Okay. Now, now, now we will see what is this E, right? We are going to see what is this E. Okay. Now, let me delete this line. E dot print. You see what is coming? You know overloading, right? You know overloading. You know overloading, right? Prints, stack, trace. There are three methods coming. Hope you are seeing print, stack, trace without parameter. Second parameter with second method print, stack, trace with parameter what? Print stream. You don't know print stream, it's fine. But you know overloading. Then third method again, print, stack, trace. What is the parameter? Method with different parameter is called overloading na. So this is the example of overloading, right? Okay, this is the overloading. You are trying to know what is print stack trace. First thing. Okay. Then we can write e dot toString also, right? Fine. We have e dot get message also, right? What is this three statement we are going to see now? So these three statements are this print stack trace. This is method, right? This method print exception information. This method print exception information. Information. And what is the format of exception? What is the format of exception? Name of the exception, colon description of the exception. Name of exception, colon description of exception. What is toString? What is toString going to do? So toString is method. This method will print exception information, right? In the same way, description of exception, same thing, but there is a difference. One minute. Same thing is there. Description of exception with stack trace. First one is giving stack trace also. Two string is printing name of exception and description of exception. Okay. What about get message? Get message is going to what? This return only description. This will give, this method will give this description of the exception. Okay. Now, now try to observe. I am commenting this line number 2, even though it is not working. First line is executed, that is fine. Again, run this. I am doing e.print stack trace. Perfect, fine. Line number, this line statement ran successfully. Exception occurred here. It will come to cache block. E will hold that exception and E is print using print stack trace. Because of this line is printing. And this is the fifth line executed. Don't bother about this red thing. Our code are working fine perfectly. Because fifth line executed na, there is no abnormal terminal. Only we are printing. That's why these two lines are printing. What is giving, guys? Name of the exception. What is the name of exception? Jar.lang arithmetic exception. What is the description? What is the read this statement? What is this? Name of exception, description of the exception, stack trace. Okay. So what is the name of exception? This is the name of exception. What is the description of exception? This is the description of exception. By 0 at particular line. Okay. Fine. Now observe. Now observe. At which line it is also giving right now. Can I comment this e.print stack trace? Fine. Can I uncomment e.toString? Now run the program. Java application. Nothing is printed, right? But I need to use sysout statement. System dot out dot println system dot out dot println. ठीक है? System dot out dot println. ठीक है? Now. What is printing now? Only. What is the message I have written here? Name of exception and description of exception. Any line, other where line 1, it is not printing, right? It is printing only two things. Left side of colon, name of exception and description of exception. ठीक है? Now. 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 The next is e.get message. Can I copy this? Can I paste here? Paste here. Now, can I run this statement? Java.lang. What is printing? Only description of exception, not name of exception. E.get message. Okay. what we required based on our requirement, we can either use e print stack trace, we can use e dot toString, we can get e dot get message. This is our choice. Okay, now this is one block, guys. How many block we are using? One block. Now try with multiple cache block. Try with multiple cache block. Try with multiple cache block. ठीक है? So there may be chance only one exception will come. No, right? In the logic, there may be chance a variety of exception will come, like null pointer, arithmetic, right? So for multiple to handle multiple exception, it is recommended to use separate cache block. There may be chance of getting multiple exception. ठीक है? So it is recommended to use multiple cache blocks. It is recommended to use multiple cache block. ठीक है? Now, what is multiple cache block? Try block. Then we have cache block. Then we have cache block. This is try cache block. So this is but what is the use? It should not be empty, na? It should not be empty. We have to give some logic here, right? So we have to give some, like for example, arithmetic exception. We are giving here exception. Exception E. So this is the way we can handle multiple exception, right? Now, for example, one more block I can add. There may be chance in our logic. Let's say anything, right? File not found. File not found exception. Let me give FNF, file not found. Arithmetic exception giving AE name. Exception means E. For example, in our logic, there are multiple line of code is there. There is multiple line of code is there, right? Multiple line of code is there. The first line is giving arithmetic exception. So where it should go? It should taken care by arithmetic exception. At line number I'm audible, guys. Can you please confirm in the chat? Yeah, thank you. At line number 1, some exception will come. It's related to mathematic exception. So you are keeping arithmetic exception. It will taken care by cache block. Line number 2, some exception will come. After your mathematical operation, you want to work with some file operation in line number after this some logic. And some file not found come. So it will be taken care by this block. But sometime you don't know the range of exception. So finally you are using parent, who is the exception class. It can take, it can hold any type of exception, right? So this is the possible cases, right? For example, if you are having in this last, you are doing some database operation. So you should also include SQL exception also, no problem, perfectly fine. SQL exception. SQL exception. You can use SQL exception also. So multiple catch block is allowed and it is recommended to use. Okay. Now the thing is that, tell me one thing. All these are child. If arithmetic exception, it will come. It will take care. File not found, it will take care. SQL exception, it will be taken care by this catch block. And if it it is not taken care by this block, then who will take care? Exception. If I am keeping this here in top, any use of this except catch block? No, right? There is no use. Now, we will see that also. Copy this. Come here. Let me add some catch block here. Arithmetic exception. Let me remove this statement. Can I use multiple? Can I use multiple catch block? Copy this. Paste here. Paste here. Paste here. How to format? Select all. Control Shift F. Perfectly fine, right? Arithmetic exception. Can I give some other name? File not file not found exception. File not found. What is giving? See, it is asking import statement. No problem. We are importing that. File not found. Java.io. What is next exception? SQL exception. It will also ask for import statement. We will import that statement. What is that? Uh, Java.SQL exception. Perfectly fine. Import statement also we are taking na. See, because that particular class we are using na, right? Arithmetic file not found. Can we use exception? That is also fine. No. What is the error now? Unreachable cache block for SQL exception. This exception never thrown by body. Remove. Okay, fine. No problem. Let me remove this. Control Z. 1 minute, guys. Catch. Okay, 1 second. Let me remove this. Wait 1 second. Remove this. Remove this. ठीक है, fine. Remove this. Remove this. Save this. Surround with. Try with multi-catch block. Okay, fine. It is not coming. Why it is not coming? It should come. Okay. Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic. What is the arithmetic exception? exception, spelling exception, arithmetic exception. Okay, now 1 minute. Copy this, paste here. Arithmetic exception. Copy this. File not found exception. File not found exception. Okay. This is try block. No. This is try block. And this is catch block. Fine. Why it is not coming? Because we are not using any kind of logic, right? So that because of that, this is not going to come appear, but this is recommended approach, right? Okay. See, multi-catch is working fine, right? Means compilers know, right? If I am doing Control Shift F, try to observe. So we are not using any file related operation. That's why it was not taking care. But in this way, if any exception is coming, mathematic exception, the arithmetic exception is going to run, and any other exception which we are not aware, right? We are not handling using the catch block. Then if it is taken care by arithmetic exception, and if we don't know some mathematical exception, then it will be handled by this catch exception. Okay. So this is the example of what try with multi-catch. Okay. Now there is one more statement, guys. Finally block. Okay. Now finally block. What is the use of finally block? So it is used for cleanup code. It is used for cleanup activity. Cleanup activity. Important question. Interview question will be there. Right? Try, catch, and then finally. We are finally block. So, for example, you are writing some logic in JDBC tomorrow. You are writing, you have, what is your step to connect with database? You have to establish connection with database from your Java code. You have to start the connection now. And then you are connecting with database and doing some CRUD operation. That time what happened? Connection will remain open. So you need to close the connection also now. Means that is cleanup. You cannot keep your connection, your application is running, you have kept the connection after your results also. For example, in your some code, for example, tomorrow this application is going to deploy where? Somewhere in the cloud, right? It means always it is running in state, right? For example, in your logic, somewhere you keep the code in this way that you have some correction. Database connection you write in database in try block, and you keep the database connection open. You are not closing, so it will remain open now. So in such situation, we need to write some statement here in finally block for cleanup of the code. That is recommended. We will see more about finally block. This is just introduction. What is finally block, right? Always it is going to run. It is always going to run. Whether other block going to run or not, this statement is going to run. We will see final block in more detail. There is an interview question. You know, right? Final keyword now. We know final keyword. We are going to see finally now. Right? So we should interview question is there. What is final and finally and finalize? You know final. Tomorrow we are going to see finally and then finalize. Then there is a favorite interview question. What is the difference between final, finally, and finalize? You should be able to answer. Final is what? It is a modifier. If you don't want object creation, avoid to restrict inheritance, right? We don't want value of variable change. Then we are using final keyword. What is finally? Finally is a block. It is used with combination with try catch. For what purpose? For cleanup activity. We are going to see detail finally. Okay. ठीक है. We will see in next session, guys. Tomorrow. I'm stopping my recording.